WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Everything earned for a goal of elevation. Just passing the team over here might finish out bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when Eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Eagle Eyed Football, and this is probably a stream that no one really wanted to do, but we're here. We have to talk about it today. Big news, but before we start talking about this big news, we are going to say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Dan, how are you? 2 streams in 2 days, mate. I've never seen your face so much in my life.
Yeah, I know. I thought this is I think this is gonna be an interesting stream, and I agree, it needed to be done, really.
Yeah, solid stream, if I do say so myself. Nikki, how's it going?
Well done.
All good here. I'm not happy about the news, to be honest, but hey, we move on, don't we?
Yeah, well, we try to. Let me just finish grabbing this screenshot. So if you guys don't know, or if you guys haven't read the title, or if you guys are just living under a little bit of a rock lately, some news dropped earlier from a certain man of David Ops stream, because he's just an op these days. So we got Fabrizio Elmano and David Opstein, because he's just an op.
You're on fire with these names.
He has come out with a tweet saying Fulham have reached an agreement in principle with Crystal Palace over the signing of Joachim Andersen. It's a little bit of a compromised fee, so it is a little bit less than £30 million, probably about £29 million. That is including add-ons, so that is the maximum we'll get for the 28-year-old Danish centre-back. And the reason why I say he's an op is because, 1, he's only given us bad news about people going, and 2, he gave us the Andersen news, and then guess what he tweeted literally an hour later? Mark Gay news as well. Apparently Newcastle said, oh, they're losing one centre-back, they might as well lose both. So he tweeted about that as well. So big up, David. You are a pagan.
I'm starting to think he's a Brighton fan, you know?
Of course. He has to be. Nikki's
he's definitely not. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's definitely a Brighton fan.
Yeah, David Opstein is going to stick. I really hope it does. But let's say he's gone.
He's out of here.
He's out of here. I think we need to give a little bit of context. He's in the exact same situation as Mark. He's only got 2 years left on his contract. Obviously, we're going to be talking about some reports that have come out. Obviously, it's all speculation. We don't exactly know what is and what isn't true. I'm just going to go off of what I've read, what I've heard from people, and we're just going to have a chat about it, basically. We will be opening the phone lines for you guys later to give you guys your own opinions on this. But from my understanding, from what I've seen, is that we're looking at this in the sense of we've had 3 good years out of him. He obviously, this is going back into what I've read. Apparently, he wants to be matched up with the highest paid players at the club at this age of 28. So he was going to sign that new deal, but with that new deal that he was going to sign, he wanted to be on par with our highest earner. But that is coming after the news that we were going to give Mark Gay the biggest contract or the biggest wages ever. So my guess is that he's seen that we're willing to offer that, and he wanted his own little piece of it. And Palace have turned around and said, well, Fulham are offering to give us a profit on a 28-year-old. Bear in mind, £30 million for a 28-year-old with only 2 years left on his deal, and probably not going to sign this deal if he does stay. It's probably a good little bit of business. We're in the profit. We've had 3 good years out of him, and we are looking at, I guess, some sort of replacements that I wouldn't say they'd fill a gap, but we're looking at someone that could fill the physical gap and someone that could fill the passing gap. So you're looking at 2 players for the price of selling 1, really. But Dan, taking all that information out, what was your immediate thought when you saw that tweet and when everything started popping off today?
I think for me, I'm not too worried specifically about the players actually going. My worry is what happens after with like the replacement. That's where my issue lies. I agree. I think like 30 million quid for a guy that we got for, let me just double check, about 15, 16 million quid. So we made 15 million in profit minus the sell-on that we owe back to Leon. And he's only got 2 years left. And also you could argue that he doesn't suit the style. Like, he's still a good player, but I think ideally Glasner probably would want someone a little bit quicker than him. Mm-hmm. And let's not kid ourselves. Like, there are players who are quick and also can ping that ball. So in that sense, not to worry. It's just then actually doing then the process of actually getting those players that I'm a bit more worried about. Like the system and the process of actually buying these players and then selling them, I've got no issue with. It's just them replacing them.
Yeah, and also you have to take into account the age as well, because obviously we're going to touch on it a little bit later, and we're probably going to go into more detail during Transfer Weekly. But we are looking at a 22-year-old that has got the same passing ability as Andersen, but probably not the strength and the leadership of Andersen. So we're looking to replace the attributes, but we're not looking to try and get all the attributes within one player, let's say. But Nicky, before we went live, you weren't happy about this. Let's talk about that a little bit.
No, I'm really not happy about letting go of Andersen. I mean, I know he is, he's on the wrong side of his 20s in terms of a player. 28, 2 years left. As the chairman has said here, the problem with a 4-year contract is only worth 2 because you're forced to sell. I think had we lost Gahey, Andersen would have stayed. Now it looks like it's the reverse that. If David Opstein, doesn't ring true, it's just massive boots to fill when it comes to Joachim Andersen and for what he does for his leadership skills in the defense. His ability on the pitch to send the ball forward, is really key to the playing style of the club in recent seasons. I think we are going to miss a lot of what Andersen has to offer.
Yeah, of course. He's also a very influential player in our whole team as well. He has been captain of us multiple times when Mark.
Yeah, he's vice captain.
Yeah, so really and truly, let's say if the unspeakable happens, we lose Mark and Andersen, then we lose both of our captains now. Like, it's a pretty dire situation at Palace, but I don't know. I've got a weird sense of trust in Dougie, just because the fact that he's had such a good track record. He's pulled Andersen out of a relegated Fulham team, really, and I would be lying if I say I wasn't surprised that he'd want to go back there. Bear in mind he knows what the project is here, but if it's a Glasner decision to say no, I want faster centre backs, you're going to have to back the manager. Like, there is hierarchy when it comes to football clubs. Obviously, it's the chairman's, then it's the director of football, then it's the manager, and then it's the players. So even though we've got the strongest connection with the players, we really have to remember that the line goes up, and they're not the top of the food chain, really. So if Glasner didn't want him, then Glasner don't have to have him. But the more interesting thing is Dougie wants a certain player, and Glasner wants a different player. That's probably a bit more of a talking point. But I'll be lying if I say I wasn't upset that Andersen's going, because I think that he's probably one of the players that have shown the most passion and the most love for the badge in quite a while as well. And I think that a lot of fans have flocked towards him because of that. And there's some people out there called Team Joa. I haven't heard of them ever since he joined the club, really. And granted, that may be because they think he might be a painting, as some people say. But it's still more fans being brought to the club from a player, isn't it? So, but he's widely renowned as an incredible centre back, and I think we have to remember that we are lucky to see that he has played for us. He has had those incredible games. He has showed that leadership for the club. But is this the right time to sell? Because you know the old saying, you don't want to keep going until you become a villain. So is it a good thing for him to leave now, or should we have maybe given him that contract that he wanted, if it's true?
I think this is, if you take the heart out of the matter, hard to do as a football fan, I know. I think yes, it is, because we could, the most negative what if could be, oh, we have another Joel Ward on our hands who just keeps signing a 1 year, and we've got him until he's 34 when his legs have gone. So to gain a profit on a player that has been so crucial to the club, and in making what is now a Premier League mainstay institution, really just it speaks well to both his character and his attributes. And he goes on to, I was going to say he goes on to bigger and better things, but it's not even a move up or down, it's a move across. So I think maybe he's been sold on the project that Fulham have got going on. I mean, Marco Silva must have something going well there, because they're linked with a lot of players. To
be fair, Fulham right now are showing the ambition that we really should have been showing at the start of this transfer window.
I agree,
because apparently they've agreed terms with Lyon for Ryan Cherki for 15 million euros. I know.
So I think
there's something wrong. If that many clubs are pulling out of trying to buy him, I think there's something wrong there. So I'm not too fussed if we're not going in for that guy.
I mean, to be honest, I did a thread specifically talking about him. I did a thread on him a while ago. Technically, he's unbelievable, but there has been a lot of questions about his attitude in the past. And when I watched him on the pitch, this was a while ago, so obviously it might have changed since. But he kind of he strolled around, but he didn't do a lot off the ball. Put it that way. So I think he might have failed the Dougie person test there.
Yeah, probably. And also, it's Lyon, and Textor probably the last person he wants to do business with is us. So,
yeah, also true.
Especially,
that's probably what's happening at the moment. But Fulham are showing the ambition that we really should have been showing. Where's this Elise money going? Granted, we spent a little bit of it, but if you calculate, we've still got 30 million in the bank. What are we doing with it? Nothing really.
But, it's gone in the main stand.
I hope not. Well, Parish came out and said we've got the money separate to what's actually in the team, but that's Parish talk here. Let's go into the comments. So Rich here says, JC's there, don't reply to messages. I haven't been looking at my messages lately, I can't lie. Big up Seki. 2 streams in 2 days. How greedy. How greedy. You just had to take it there. If you know, you know. Rumour Andersen wanted to be paid as much as the highest earner. This will be a call-in show, guys, so the link will definitely be dropped later. Smart clubs sell to league position rivals. I can't tell if that's sarcasm or not. Probably is. Why do let our players run our contracts so low before we start responding? Problem is, with 4-year contracts are only worth 2 before you're forced to sell. Losing the foundation of the team makes me nervous. It's this close to the start of the season. It's not even this close. The season started. We're in the season now. Reports of Fulham have agreed with Cherki. Apparently, Mateta's unsettled now as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't know who... Obviously, it's not a Mateta stream, but I don't know why 4 good months of football makes you think that you're a Champions League striker straight away. But,
I mean, he did always say we were stepping stone club.
Yeah, but you got to show that we're a stepping stone. No, you got to do that consistently.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've never seen a club like Fulham take a goal to heart. Cherki to Fulham, 15 plus add-ons. Dougie Sago Venketti is about to end with Forest nearly wrapping it up. Go to Forest. I don't want to see that guy on my timeline. As soon as Paris, he gets in a situation where we're losing both. Oh yeah, he said. I couldn't imagine seeing a situation where we lose both centre backs. You know what someone on Twitter really said? They said, "You know what this is going to be? This is going to be this season's we're taking the club to the next level. It's going to be the same thing. You know it is. You know it is. It already is. It's happening. It's a possibility." Big up Tariq. Big up to the Palace man. Yeah, he keep. Also, you know how David Opstein is an op. Yeah, he keeps posting all of his tweets in the group chat as well. So I'm seeing them twice. So he's an op as well now. We have 3 years left on Mateta. Bigger things to worry about next summer. Vibes is in need of the bin.
Ah, yeah, okay.
The link is in the chat. So if you guys want to have your say on what Joachim Andersen leaving Crystal Palace, please click the link. Tell us about what you think. Our first caller, if he's going to load.
There you go. Oh, new kit.
Hello, mate. Looking like Eze from QPR with a headband.
Oh, this is it. I thought I'd just put on a new kit to make me feel a little bit better.
Thoughts on Andersen, mate?
First things first, before I talk Andersen, I think Opstein needs to be hashtagged because it's just bad news after bad news after bad. I think he hates us. He generally does hate us. I'm
going to tweet it. If you guys on Twitter, please retweet it. We need to get this trending now.
Look, I'm not mad at the Andersen deal, to be honest. Especially no, re-message and the Nuki dipped.
well, 2 headband wearers in EF. How greedy.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the deal. I think Dan mentioned it earlier. It's like, all right, can we actually get business done? Now, granted, listen, you're going to hear a lot of these clubs say we're going to reject, because obviously they're going to want the best value. So Wolfsburg's already rejected. Was it 14 million? That's fine.
Yeah,
let's just give him
17.
this. Yeah, let's just give him 17. Maybe do one last cheeky, like a little 16, just to see what they say. But let's not mess about with it because we're going to need the player to come in soon. Record have reportedly rejected that Araujo is not for sale. Once again, we're going to have to test there. We're going to have to test that, you know? So it's more so about whether we actually do the replacements and if we do them in a good enough time. And we listen, as Palace fans, we said this, like if Glasner doesn't get backed,
he's gone. He did it at Frankfurt, right?
He'll cut.
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll see. But I'm like I said, if we don't do any business and don't get the cover needed, this Andersen deal is terrible. If we do, I don't think anyone's really mad at it. Yeah. Also, as long as we don't lose Mark as well, because that would be criminal.
Well. Well.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, it's a possibility now that it could happen because Opstein here has said that Newcastle have raised their bid and now apparently they're only 5 million away.
Only?
But it's still just pay the money. But
they've been away from it for like 3 weeks.
But they're getting close now. Like they could just go, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. And now we're gonna sit there and go, damn, we lost our centre backs.
Look, another factor as well. Look, we're still gonna need to cover Andersen because we need numbers. We don't. If we get injuries, I mean, I guess we could put Lerma there. We could put Klein back there. I don't really want to be seeing Ward or Holding, to be fair. But don't forget, Chadi Riyad, yeah, for me personally, still should have been starting games. Just saying. Richards is going to have to start now, to be fair. But yeah, Chadi Riyad is more than good enough. I don't care. From what I've seen already, I know it's pre-season, but
Mhm.
he's good. He's a good
And the
player.
thing is we've seen it last season. Even if it's a bit of a bad situation, you could still put Klein there. You could still play Wardy there. Granted, it's not Andersen. You still got people to play there, but we are looking at replacements. We're looking at a centre back that's fast, that's strong, and then we've got another guy who's a young player. Someone I actually thought that we wouldn't even be in the conversation for, because I'm sure that this guy was linked with Man City and Arsenal and these guys. But Araujo's passing. Hey, I'm not saying that his passing's. I'm not saying his
it's
passing's better than
crazy.
Andersen, yeah, but I'm saying it's coming close. It's
It's-
serious.
I'm wondering
And-
whether. Sorry,
Go on.
I'm wondering whether, because it's the other Benfica defender that is getting linked with like Liverpool, Antonio Silva. So I'm wondering whether they're being a bit tight with Araujo because they may be expecting Silva to leave as well.
Right.
Kind of like a similar situation to us, I guess.
Can I just say quickly, the United man them in there offering out their players. We're good.
Don't want any of it.
We're good.
Yeah. Well, I swear Martial's not even their player anymore. I swear he's a free agent.
Yeah, Martial, Lindelof, Maguire. I'm hearing all these names now. We're good.
I mean,
we're good.
Maguire can hit a diag. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but he can't run backwards. he's even slower than Andersen.
I think Glasner wants pace at the back, doesn't he? And that's
Yeah,
why he's looking at Maxence, Lacroix. Let's talk about him. Do you think he'll fill the gap, or do you think that we need him and something else?
I think we need to be ruthless and get two. I think we're always playing safe with this one out, one in, or one in, one out sort of transfer policy. Like, look, Andersen news came out and immediately it said we put in bids for two players. Get them both in and say, this is what we're doing right now. Like, it's about making a statement. Not only that, like, and I'm tweeting in a WhatsApp group that I'm in with like Dan Potts and stuff. If, hypothetically speaking, we sign Lacroix and Araujo, that's Araujo, Lacroix, Gay, Richards, Riyad. Then you could look at. That's what I was getting to. Lerma, Klein, Ward, Holding, sort of thing. But the five that we have initially, they're brilliant, a brilliant five. So if there is an injury, we're not sweating anymore. And also, Glasner said he wants to be able to rotate. There's a lot of football played in the Premier League. You know, Mark got injured for what, 2-3 months, and we're having to play Klein right centre back. And I'm not cussing it because he played well. But what I'm trying to say is, it's better to have the quality ready. If we do go and sell Andersen to Fulham and then we go and sign Lacroix and Araujo, I'm telling you that sends a statement out not only to the fans but to the Premier League to say this is what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think we need to make a statement.
I think it's also a statement to the players actually at the club as well. They're saying that even though these men are leaving, we're still serious about what we're trying to complete this season. Yeah. And if you're thinking even further ahead, I saw, who was it? Seki here said, both our centre-backs bought for 36, potentially sold for 100. Let's say if we do this, let's say Lacroix is what, 17? Let's say they want 17. That's 17 of that. Araujo, how much would he be worth? I think about 20 because of his age and the potential there. So you're telling me we bought these men for 36, we sold them for 100. We're going to buy these two men for 37 in a potential world. My maths might be wrong now, can't lie, but oh well. It's very wrong. No, it's not. It's very right. But still, the model's working. The model's working. And let's say if Araujo's a dud in the Premier League, you still got Richards to fall back on. You still got Riyad to fall back on. Araujo can get better in time. Glasner's very used to rotating people in and out. He did it with França when he was fit. França was starting to make his way into the team, and then he done his groin on his anniversary. Yeah. Yeah. You naughty.
And then he's done grind, and then it's hip flexes.
Yeah, and now he done his rib, so he's been doing a madness. But Dan, do you think the model's working?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I think you can't say it's not, because to be honest, I can't think of a single player that we've signed, apart from maybe Eddie, that we wouldn't get our money back with. And even Eddie, I would argue maybe it can't be far off breaking even. Like Mateo, if we wanted to sell him, is definitely sell him for more than the 8 million quid that we paid for him, plus the loan fee as well. Like, yeah, Andersen, we're selling him for over double. Gay's nearly triple. Okay, at least say we should have sold him for more, but that's like 5 times what we bought him for. Eze, okay, he hasn't gone, but he could very easily go next season, or even potentially this season, I guess, for double, triple what we've done. So it's definitely working. Thing is, we just got to make sure that we're planning and being proactive with our signings, which I think is the thing that people are maybe a bit worried about. Are we being proactive? Are we kind of thinking, well, if this player's going to go next year, should we maybe get a player in now rather than in a year's time when teams know that we need that player? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be the only thing. And obviously, like, I think there does come a time where you do need to put your foot down and kind of say, okay, maybe we don't sell as many players as we do, because that disrupts the flow of the team and whatever. There will come a time where we say, actually, you know what? No, rather than selling players, we are going to maybe keep this player and keep that player instead. But for now, right now, what we need is definitely working. Definitely. Let's go get my charger. Sorry, one second.
Oh, I'm being left. I'm on my ones. But I think one thing I'd ask to chat though, and Dan, if he's coming back. Yeah. Let's say if we let Andersen go, and then we get maybe Lacroix in and nothing else, does that maybe, I guess, lower the morale within the whole team? Maybe it might make Adam Wharton think, oh, you know what, in January I might think of getting a move if the right place comes in. Mark, you know, he might not even want to play next to Lacroix. He might not like playing next to him because he's so used to playing next to Joey. You never know. He could be like, oh yeah, I'm going to try and force a move now because, like, I don't know why I'm playing with this guy when I've been having a good partnership with this guy for a few years. Like, if we don't make a statement, do you think that other players in our team will start to turn their head and say, don't really fancy being here no more?
I think it just depends. I think it just depends on where. I think it really depends on where we finish the season. Like, if we finish, say, for example, we do finish 7th and we do qualify for Europe, just for example, I think that's going to make players want to stay. If we finish, if all these players leave, we don't replace them, and we finish 12th, 13th again, or whatever, then that's when other players are probably going to think about leaving. I mean, the other players I'll be worried about leaving, I suppose Mateo, if he keeps up his form and he doesn't sulk, Adam Wharton, and so on. But I think the thing is, what you want to do, like, you want to get incrementally better. So, like, we're in the first phase of it, where we've bought all these players. We're now selling them for big money. And then where maybe we bought them for, say, like 10 to 15 million, now we're upgrading to, like, I don't know, maybe like 20 million or something like that. And eventually, like, you're just getting better, slightly better until you are like regulars in Europe, and you can say, actually, hang on a minute, we're in Europe, so players should be wanting to come to us rather than just trying to make money. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's how it should work. And I think it's the results at the end of the day that is going to determine that. Like if we get Europe this year, then players like Wharton and Decore and whoever are probably going to want to maybe stay because they're achieving what they want to achieve. They're playing in European football. But if we just plod along and do rubbish, then that's it. We're going to be in the same position.
Mm-hmm. I know Vibes is trolling here. He says Chalobah's a shout. He's a good player, but we were actually linked with Chalobah as one of the few to maybe replace Mark. But if Andersen goes, you know, he's probably back on the table again for one of the options for us. Is that someone who's probably at the bottom of your list when it comes to all the players that we are linked with?
I think he's a good player.
He is, but I think his value is going to be a bit mad. You know how Chelsea are.
Oh, Chelsea.
They've already made, 147 million out of sales. Like, fair play to him. Like,
and it's probably what, 100 grand a week as well on top of it. Because that's why Chukwuemeka hasn't gone anywhere. That's why we haven't pursued it, because he's not taking a hit on his 140 grand a week wages. Why the hell is he on 140 grand a week? There's no need for it. And also they value him at 40 million. No one's buying that guy for that much money.
But this is why teams like us who want to employ this kind of model very rarely buy from other Premier League teams, because like the average wage, I don't know what it is, but the average wage of a Premier League footballer, I think, is around about 60 grand a week. If you go to, say, the Bundesliga, Liga, and Serie A, even La Liga, I don't know what it is, but I imagine it's nowhere near as high as that. Do you know what I mean? Like, so.
Vibes here again says Chalobah is banned from using the first team facilities. Chelsea can't demand. They still will. Trust me, they will. They still, even though they don't want him there, they'll still demand something stupid. And apparently so, Kenny. Apparently so. I hope you're enjoying Michael, by the way, with your Bayern Munich flag over there. He scored on his debut, didn't he? I feel like you should give us an extra 50 just because of how good he is, you know. Come on.
I know we needed that release clause put in, otherwise we're going to lose it for 35, but man, it hurts that we got so little for it.
But where's the money gone? Where? I know Nicky said, it's gone in the stand. I don't want to believe it.
It's gone up Steve Parrish's nose, I think.
Oh, he's a Fed. I told you. He's a Fed.
He's partying on the yacht. He's been partying for about 3 weeks.
But yeah, the link has been put in the chat a few times. So if you guys want to come and have your say on Joachim Andersen, then definitely come and have a talk. But I don't know. Is there really much else to discuss about this? Like, where do we go now?
The only thing I was wondering what you guys thought was, let's say they both leave, Gay and Andersen, and let's say, for example, we do bring in Lacroix and Araujo. Who would be, therefore, like your defensive line then?
And it's only Lacroix and Araujo that are brought in.
Yeah. In terms of defense, yeah, or the back three.
Lacroix, Gay, Araujo.
Oh no, I'm saying Gay.
Gay goes
as well.
You know what I would say?
Then it'll have to be Riyad, but we'll sign Casuna.
I would say this, yeah. I put Richards on the left, Araujo in the middle because of his passing, and Lacroix on the right.
Yeah,
I'll go Riyad for Richards.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, well, how good Richards is on the left.
Riyad's just better.
I mean, to be fair, we haven't seen him in the Prem. We haven't actually seen him in the Prem yet.
We haven't. But I've seen enough from Richards to say that.
But here's one thing I did say in the group chat, and please forgive me, people in the comments, if you think I'm nuts for even suggesting this, but we are linked with Kasunu as well from Leverkusen. Granted, they just won the league. Young player, he's probably worth about 45 million euros. But let's say potentially we sell Andersen for 30, and then we get both Lacroix and Araujo, and we're thinking, all right, we're calm. But then Newcastle come in for 70 million for Mark. Do we take that and splash 45 straight on Kasunu just for the sake of it, because we've got the money on hand? And then we could line up with a back line next year of Kasunu, Lacroix, and Araujo. It's a very far-fetched thing. It's very FIFA career mode. It's very Football Manager. It will not happen. But if we lose both of those players, is that a viable option for us? Does that actually improve us, or does it not?
Well, Kasunu's another player that I did. I'm just double checking how old he is, so I've forgotten.
He's 23.
Oh, he's 23. You know what? Honestly, if Kasunu was available, I would probably take him over Lacroix. But then I did a thread on Kasunu, and he was really, really good at Leverkusen. And to be honest, what the kind of style that Glasner wants at that right centre back. I mean, I haven't seen Lacroix play that much. I started watching him a little bit today, but Kasunu is built for that right centre back role. Like he's so good.
Yeah,
He was
because I
also
said this to
brilliant
Rich on the
for
phone.
Ivory Coast at AFCON.
Because I said this to Rich on the phone. I said that I would have Kasunu over Lacroix, and he disagreed with me here.
Well, that was just to do with value.
Oh, what when you say 17 million or 45?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it that way, but then if we've got 100 million to spend, you look the other
Oh,
way.
then you go for the better. Yeah. Like if we've got the money there.
Kenny here says, why would they sell Kasunu? They're competing for the title this year. It's not a fire sale. Apparently, he wants to move. That's just what the reports are saying. Obviously, we don't know if the reports are true, but that's what they're saying.
Fairly sure. I don't think he's got very long on. Wait, let me just double check before.
He's also got 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah, he's only got 2 years left on his contract.
So if he doesn't want to sign a new contract, they have to sell.
And also, granted, like Leverkusen are a very good team. We can offer them more money than
Straight swap with Mark. Then just makes it easier.
No, because you want Mark and money then. No, I mean you want Kasunu and money the other way.
I mean, if we were to get it as a straight swap, we would actually benefit because he's won something.
Mm-hmm.
But
then again, we did suffer from this a few years ago. In January, AFCON is going to hit like a, you know what?
There's no AFCON next season.
Yeah, no, but there will be the season after.
The season after.
So
where CAF are very stupid in having AFCON the same year as a World Cup.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, they postponed it. Idiots. And this is why us African nations fail to progress in World Cups.
Nice.
Cheers, CAF.
Very nice.
Rex is saying Araujo has got a 100 million release clause. Oh, snap.
I think he's talking about the Barcelona one. He's not talking about the Benfica one.
To be fair as well, I know definitely in La Liga, and I think it's the same in Portugal as well. I think they have to have a release clause by law or something. And they always just put like some mad stuff in there. So I wouldn't read into that too much.
But yeah, you can still buy a player for less than the release clause. It's not like you have to pay it.
Yeah.
There's a report that's come out from Fabrice Hawkins saying that Ryan Cherki does not want to go to Fulham.
Oh, yeah. Rex is, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he's been wanting PSG, but PSG don't want him.
Yeah. Your problem, not ours. I mean, we could talk about this a little bit, can't we? To fill up some time. But I said this to Rich on the phone earlier. There's something wrong with this guy. Because if you're that talented, PSG don't want you, and Dortmund don't want you, and you're hardly being played in the Olympics when he should really be starting every game and killing everyone. And you're not even getting constant game time at Lyon themselves. And as Rich said, you're looking a little bit lazy. You're not really doing too much. And your ego is crazy at that young age. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
I know like he's only going to play proper football if he's at a Bayern Munich, if he's at a Real Madrid. He's only going to try and play then. But you're only going to get the move to there if you play well at every other club.
Mm.
And that's something that we have to big up Michael Elise for, because we all saw the Instagram messages when he was at Reading. We all saw them. But at least he came to Palace knowing that if he does the business, he's going to get a good move. And that's what Cherki should be doing, but he's not. And he's probably going to be bounced around to other clubs until he fixes up.
Yeah, I can understand the Dortmund not wanting him because they've got wingers anyway.
Yeah.
You know, Yeah, the attitude will be the biggest factor. Is this something that we're ruling out Glasner being able to sort out? Because look, he's not had the best of times recently, granted, but he's still effective. He can work on his output, as in like stats wise. But if we leave everything to stats, we won't sign anyone. You know what he can offer us, especially like I said, Kamada will come good. I'm sure of it. But he floats a lot, which leaves Munoz very isolated. You know, I'm even considering
he doesn't make runs for Munoz. He just sort of floats into space and expects other people to find him.
I'm even thinking, should Ebbs and Kamada just swap on Saturday just to see how that goes? You know, because Eze used to drift off to the right hand side and link up with Elise quite a bit before. So, and then you obviously got the news of Edwards. Apparently, we've gone back in for him. And these are all apparent, guys, because these are just reports that are just out there. We are not in the nose, nothing like this. We're just reading out what we see or hear. Some of it probably is fake news.
But for how some people are spouting off false information, we're all in the nose. So
fairs. But yeah, obviously Edwards' news is up at between 20 and 25, I think, million euros. And then obviously Yasser Esprillo, there was a tweet from an account called Bruno, I believe it is. And it looked like he had like a text message saying that there's interest in Esprilla, but nothing has been concrete so far. So it's kind of like I know we're looking for an attacker. What one? No idea.
I'm a big fan of Esprilla. I think he's quality.
He's just got that unpredictable element about him.
And he's got similarities to Michael as well, that left foot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, and he's played a whole season in the championship, and our championship record hasn't been too bad. You know?
Yeah. I've just put a poll in the chat, so if you guys want to click into there and have a look at that, I said, is Andersen leaving for 30 mil a good move? Currently, 78% of people has said yes. It's quite interesting.
But I think this is all based on the fact that Mark stays as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we had the option of... Actually, that would have made a good poll, you know? Mark for 65 or Andersen for 30. You can only keep one.
I'm ending this poll.
So you can only keep one. Because obviously you can look at it in the sense of, all right, we're getting more money, but we're losing the better defender. And we've seen Andersen struggle with pace lately. I see Dad's thinking.
Also, as well, you got to think. Let's say that they both, one left this season,
65. 65, right?
Yeah, 65. Yeah.
One left this. Like, if I'm thinking of it in terms of whose value will decrease more between now and next summer.
Andersen, because he'll be 30. He'll be pretty much 30 next year.
Yeah, so I think for that reason, I would probably go with Andersen on that.
Yeah, we are 80% Andersen at the moment. But then again, so in this transfer window, let's say if we do sell Andersen as well, we've made £80 million worth of sales. Granted, there's sell-on clauses and there's this and that to deal with, but there's still a lot of money on the table. Apart from replacing centre-backs, where should that money go?
Forward and left wing back cover.
Yeah. And forward, it could be a striker or an inside 10.
And we've missed out on Barry as well now, unfortunately, to Valencia.
You want 15 million euros?
Yeah, cheap.
And this is the only
gamble, to be fair.
Yeah, it is, but I think we've got to be riskier. We've got to take more. I mean, Dougie, and this is no criticism because Dougie's elite. He's elite. He will find what's best for the club, granted. But I always feel like we should one day just push the boat out and see what can we do.
Mm-hmm. Well, Vibes has put a comment in there saying push the boat out for an Ivan Toney. If he's so desperate to get out of Brentford,
Yeah, but he's
I
not
think-
so desperate to sign for a Palace.
I think, that I actually know one person will be very upset if we even thought about getting Ivan Toney, and that's Tariq. Because the way that man loves Ivan Toney, there's gonna be issues in the group chat later.
It's so mad how no one's come in for him. Now, once again, this could go down to attitude, and
I think it's the fact that
like,
he's so desperate to get out of Brentford that he's very quick to go and badmouth the club, and I don't think any team actually wants that.
To be fair, that's what I've heard. I think I've seen reports of him going to Al Ittihad anyway.
well, to be fair, they've got the money.
How old is he? I swear he's like mid-20s, isn't he?
No, he's older than that. He's not far off 30.
29, isn't it?
Yeah, because he didn't join Brentford, and he joined Brentford when they're in League One, and he was still like
28.
He was like 23 when he joined them. Yeah,
He's
'cause
28.
He was at Newcastle beforehand, wasn't he? But then and this is another factor. Like, we've got to make our players our assets sellable to the Saudi league because they splash money.
Well,
I mean,
we tried it with Ayu, but I don't think that went too well, did it? Because going to Leicester's back on again now.
It's 6+ extra, so I'm not mad at that, to be honest.
Yeah, but Saudi are offering 15. There's a difference there.
They must have said, nah, we don't want him. They probably saw him on there for.
All I'm saying is Google done Tony dirty, because the first picture I see his hairline's wonky, bruv. Different. He's sort of in some orange jumper.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't think anyone's jumping in, are they?
Nah, that's all good.
But
yeah, it's going to be a crazy 20. I think Saturday's going to be weird. It's our first home game of the season. But the
do you
atmosphere.
think Andersen signs for Fulham before the game?
I don't think he's going to be playing regardless
He won't
anyway.
be playing anyway. Yeah, he won't play.
But if he does, how does that change things then?
He might score an own goal because we're like direct competition.
No, I know, but if he let's say hypothetically, if he starts, does that mean all the reports are nonsense? Is that potentially a thing as well?
I don't know. Like, I think
it's too far gone.
It's too, yeah. Like, I feel like for me, when it comes to like these transfer talks, like I think when you hear like the odd rumor and stuff like that, it's like, oh, that's probably a load of rubbish. But then when you get like Ornstein saying it, and then blah, blah, blah. Like the only transfer that I've ever seen it was Michael Elise last season. That is the only time I've seen it get to that point where I'm like, okay, it's done, and it didn't get done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's El Mano though. There's a difference.
Unfortunately, Ornstein did it as well.
Unfortunately, Opstein didn't. He didn't drop it.
I swear someone else.
El Mano did.
Someone else did it, but I can't remember who it was. Or was it?
It was just Chelsea Twitter.
The only issue is that Opstein doesn't miss.
No, I'm sure.
He only ever tweets about bad stuff for us.
I swear it was Ornstein, or it was like Dom Smith, or like Dom Fifield, or it was someone like that did it, and I was like, okay, see you later, Michael.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We would need good news by Friday. Otherwise, I think Saturday's going to be flat.
So when does it end on the night of the 1st or the night of the 31st?
31st. So it is
like midnight 31st.
11 p.m. But then you can submit for an extra hour if you're already underway with something.
Right.
So basically, if someone hasn't been announced until I think it's midnight on the 31st, then
that's it.
That's it.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days.
10 days to get this right.
10 days.
Well, it wouldn't be
As
Palace
said.
if you didn't leave it to the last minute now, would it?
But see, this is the thing I think has frustrated me and other people is that we've known that Gay and Anderson are probably going to leave. To be fair, I do think Riyadh was a proactive signing. I do think that. But then if we're all, I don't know, maybe we weren't expecting Anderson to go, but I do think Riyadh was a proactive signing. But I feel like again with like Elise, maybe we could have been a bit more proactive. And also like the fact is like we've got players who are on the other side, who are in their 30s and are probably going to be at a point of physically they can't play in the Premier League anymore because I could say Riyadh is going to replace Gay, but then who's going to replace Nathaniel Klein? He's 33. Who's going to replace Joel Ward? He's 35. Who's going to replace Jordan Ayew? He's 33 or whatever he is. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we are missing a little bit oomph there in that sense.
Yeah,
I think it's the ruthlessness in the window that we're missing.
Yeah, and because the thing is as well, like it's a double effect. Like for example, Wolfsburg and Benfica both know that we need a centre. Do you know what I mean? They know that we need centre back. So it's like if they know that you need something, then you're in a worse bargaining position.
Yeah.
I mean, not so much Wolfsburg.
For...
Oh, what? Because he's only got a year.
Lacroix could just be like, "All right, bet. I'll stay with you. Like I'm going to free."
Yeah, and they don't want to do that. And also apparently we've agreed personal terms with him. So literally the second that the second he says, "Yeah, long," he'll literally come to us and say, "Yeah, next year, yeah."
The moment Wolfsburg say. The moment we put the money in and Wolfsburg go, been accepted, it'll be done. Like it's done.
Yeah, he'll get on that plane within an hour.
Yeah. So I'm expecting him to sign and be ready for Chelsea next week.
Oh, Lacroix. That's quick.
Yeah.
That's quick.
Because we've got into what's it next? It's the Monday, isn't it?
I'm wondering, yeah. So, what the Chelsea game?
No, the window closing. Normally it's the Monday, right?
It's Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they made it Saturday. Oh, yeah. Then this has to be done very quick then.
Yeah. Saturday night. Then we'll play Chelsea on the 1st, but then I suppose we're not playing again until the 14th.
Yeah,
so
international break in there. I hope Glasser takes them to Denmark again or whatever, because when he took them there last time, we came back monsters.
No, absolutely. He'll definitely obviously work on the fitness. And he has said, listen, it's going to take a couple of weeks. But I hope that couple of weeks doesn't mean we're too far.
I don't think we're too far off it at the moment. I feel like, obviously, we got... If the ref didn't do what he did, we at least draw that game. We probably win it, but we at least draw that game. And I think that granted, it's an awful decision. The luck's never on our side, but you just got to hope that luck will come around our way at some point this season.
Yeah, Ed's mentioned that.
And you'd rather get the nonsense out of the way early doors, let's be real.
Yeah, 100%. Because if this was last game of the season and things were like on the line, it would have been peak.
Oh, yeah. If that was the goal to keep us up, and that happened, long. And then bearing in mind that Villa stayed up because the goal line technology wasn't turned on. Yeah, it's long.
Yeah. Well, this is it.
Oh, we've got a certain Mansecution without his mask on.
Howdy. I was just saw a message that I needed to turn up. So.
Yeah, the chat's been saying that you've been giving fraudulent transfer news.
Fraud? What am I giving fraudulent transfer news on? What? I'm gonna look at the chat.
Hold on. Wait. Maybe I can find it. Here it is.
Oh, Kenny. What? No. That has to be that Arsenal Santi account. Can't be me. What?
Don't backtrack now. Don't backtrack now. Stand on business.
Yeah. What's your catchphrase? Mask goes on.
Well, the time ain't now on that one. That's all I'm gonna say, because I can't even say that I'm in the know account, right? Like, never really tweet transfer news or anything like that. So that has to be. Yeah. See, I don't even.
Maybe it is the Arsenal guy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Whilst you're here, very quickly, Santi. I know this is not Palace related, but you do twerk a lot for a certain Santiago Jimenez. I don't know if I got his full name right, but anyway, it seems as obviously like Forest is going for Nketiah instead of him. Thoughts on that?
Ornstein and Romano are tweeting different things. I think they're putting in. I know they put in a second bid today for Santi Jimenez. So I think honestly, like they're trying to just bid for both. If I don't know, I mean, I also heard Leicester is interested, but there's nothing really concrete as far as I know. Yeah, I mean, Copa America definitely didn't help. It brought down the valuation, and Feyenoord, are like, oh, well, we want 30 million, 40 million, whatever it is that they want now. But yeah, yesterday's price isn't today's price, so we'll see.
Good point. But yeah, I guess we're happy that we just thought we'll just come and clear that up with you. Stop putting up fake news, please, because the community is getting annoyed.
Hey, I got to stand on business, and I'm pretty sure it's that crackhead Santi account. It's an Arsenal fan.
JC, 1 second.
Hold on. Oh shit! Couldn't see the. Just trying to put on a white headset there to see if it would help. Hold on. Virtual background. There we go.
Take off the glasses. I mean, I see it. I don't know about you guys, but I see it. Guys, thank you very, very much for watching. I'm happy that this ended on a funny note rather than a sad note. But
big up to all 51 of you now that are watching. Please smash the like button.
That's
really helps out.
Thank you.
Yeah, 100%. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Is Andersen actually going to Fulham, or is he not? We'll never know.
Buy some players, Palos.
It's like that, that Robbie clip. He's just sitting on the chair. Buy some players. Anyway, thank you for watching. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Eagles.
Cheers.
Did it work? I don't think it worked.